noticed the embargo will be Sunday embargo, so 10:30 p.m. Saturday evening. See a show of hands, please, for the microphones, and if you could give your name and organisation before your question.
Pep, good afternoon, and of course, happy birthday as well. Do you have any plans to celebrate tonight? Anything nice?
Sorry?
Do you have any plans to celebrate your birthday? Anything nice tonight?
No, family. Dinner, family. I don't have friends.
We'll have a whip round and get you a cake. The big football story this week has been Marcelo Bielsa admitting to sending a spy to watch Derby County training before his team Leeds played against them. Last week you were telling us your great respect for him as a manager, as a coach. Did it surprise you to hear what he's been up to?
No, the respect remains the same. Absolutely the same. He was absolutely clear in his statement. If he had admired before, when he has done that in the past, why should I change my opinion? So I know him, I would not say perfectly, but a little bit, and of course my opinion about him remains the same. And I understand Frank Lampard too. So both positions is more than understandable.
Marcelo Bielsa told a story about when Athletic Bilbao had played Barcelona, and he showed you his analysis after the game of your team, and you said to him that he knew more about Barca than you did at that time. Did you think at that point he may have had any inside information? Had he been able to watch any of your sessions at Barcelona or maybe other teams in La Liga? Did you get that sense?
Barcelona was a bunker. It was impossible to be controlled like here. But that's true. It's a history that's true. So I think I saw the highlights. I didn't see the whole press conference, but I see the highlights, and no manager around the world work with this amount of information that he produces every single game, for every single player, for every single movement, for everything all they do. During not analyze 1, 2 or 3 games, not just maybe one season. So it's unique, and the world is unique what he works. But I think the most important. What I learned about what he said is about that football belongs to the players. So at most we can do at the end, the players make the difference, and that is what I am more agree about what he said.
On one of your players then, just finally from me, Benjamin Mendy, we saw him training with the squad earlier on today. How close is he to a first team return? Is he available perhaps this weekend?
No. It's closer, but not this weekend. But it's closer. It's the 3rd or 4th training session with the team. So for the first one was completely, and it's going well. Ramon Cugat said this perfectly what is going on. So now it's time to to get his best condition.
Pep, Simon Stone, BBC. Have you got to alter your view of this game slightly because of what's happened next week, when you were intending to play younger players against Burton, but presumably now you're not going to be able to?
The young players? Mendy?
No. Let's believe that you were intending to play younger players against Burton next week. But now
some young players coming to play with us, yeah.
But because the EFL Trophy and the EFL Cup games are the same.
But it's a problem the Federation and the Cup, so.
That doesn't affect your thinking for tomorrow, though?
For tomorrow?
For Sunday, sorry.
For the Sunday game, no. Sunday game is the most important thing right now. And after we're going to think about the second leg again in Carabao semi-final, but the most important thing in a structure like teams, the first team is the most important team. And there's after the second team and after the third team. So if the first team demand or ask something, the club is always ready to provide us what we need. And of course we are going to use few players for the second team for the semi-final Carabao Cup. I don't know how many, but few players going to play with us because most of the players need rest, and unfortunately cannot play both games. But they achieve something good, when we demand these young players play with the adult games. But unfortunately, one game is Tuesday, another Wednesday, and players cannot play both. But the schedule is the schedule, the calendar is the calendar. The federation decides for themselves, and with this amount of games, the year is just 365 days. So we cannot have 400 days, a year. So we cannot reschedule. Or they don't decide don't reschedule. You have to adapt.
Pep, what did you make of the situation, obviously, at your opponents for Sunday in terms of the change? And again, is it always a trickier then task for you when a change is made, David Wagner leaving, of course?
Yeah, first of all, big compliment for Wagner has done in this club the 40 years not in Premier League, and promoted an incredible season last season. So he made an incredible job, because the circumstances is not easy competing in the Premier League with the players they had, with the amount of players. But of course now it's a little bit a problem, because really we don't know. When you can watch just one game for one manager, you have an idea. But of course we have some info about what he has done under 23, but it's completely different. And I don't know which system we're going to use, the way we want to play, short, long balls, 5 in the back, 4 in the back, 1 striker, 2 striker, high pressing, low pressing. So I don't know. We don't know exactly anything. So we have to adapt immediately after 5-10 minutes. The player has to understand exactly what is going to happen during the game and adapt as quick as possible.
You'll have decisions to make, obviously, about who plays, but Jesus, again, scoring goals, and Aguero, again, it's the type of problem I'm sure every manager likes, but how big a problem do you have now? Does Sergio come back in? Do you stick with Jesus? What do you intend to do?
No problem at all. We're going to play one of them or both of them, I don't know. But no problem at all, because there are many games and everybody's going to play. It happened in this December. Well, rotated a lot, and what's going to happen in the future, in the next weeks.
Hi Pep, Sam Lee from Goal. You spoke quite a lot last week about defensive midfielders and the transfer market and that kind of thing, but you've been linked with a lot of names, some more technical and tall and not so physical, some guys really more athletic and physical. So what kind of characteristics are you looking for in these players when it comes to replacing Fernandinho? Do you need somebody who is big and strong and will make as many tackles as Fernandinho does, or do you want somebody who's more focused on dictating the game, maybe like Jorginho last summer?
Well, I think that the way we play, we need a guy who, of course, physicality, quick in the head, in the reading what is our spaces to attack, and so as much things he can do will be better. It's not easy to find one player can resume everything, and the price and the agents and the club you want to buy the players. So we will see. But
is there anybody you found? You don't have to say the name, of course, but have you seen anybody that ticks those boxes? Yeah,
we have seen many. Yeah, many. Yeah, the 3-4 we are looking for or searching for that position. We took a look.
Pep, Tyrone from the Manchester Evening News. When David Wagner left Huddersfield at the weekend, the chairman said he told him he needed a break from the stresses of football management. I know you've spoken in the past about how difficult it is to keep going. I just wonder if you sort of learned techniques over the years in your management career of how to switch off at night and kind of get a mental break from the stresses of management, and how difficult is it to kind of get yourself a rest while you're managing a club?
I understand completely. So we feel a lot of pressure. So we want to win. We're doing well for our players, our fans, our chairmen, our bosses, our people, for everybody. And we feel, all the managers, they feel that. I don't know, many of you say they don't feel the pressure. Okay, congratulations, but I think everybody, we are under pressure. And when it's going well, you try to find a solution. Going well, you find a solution, So it's part of our life. And sometimes you need, okay, I need a rest, so I need to clear my mind and to restart again. But I'm pretty sure he's going back. So our job is so addictive too. And when you are to take a break for a while, immediately you can imagine how good again you can do it, and you want to come back. So everybody feels that situation. So that's why, for example, Roy Hudson, or for put an example, still is there because it's our lives and it's normal.
There's been quite a few conflicting opinions from managers this week when they've been asked about the spying issue with Leeds. Is it prevalent? Does it happen often?
I don't know. I cannot talk about what the other managers do. So I don't know. So the truth is everybody wants to know everything for our opponents. But not just in the football, in society. So everybody spy everybody. In the society, you know. You want to see what happened in the private life of this person, if it's gossip, or this woman, or this man. Everybody is curious about what the opponents or the other people says. You know, it's part of the, not just an exception what happened in football. In every world it's like this.
Is it something that you have ever done or would ever consider sending someone to watch another team train?
In other countries, everybody do that.
But it's a different culture over here, and
No, I don't know. Here it's more difficult. It's private. It's closed. But in every countries I've been before, everybody do that.
James.
Hi Pep, James from The Standard. Mendy's coming back now, but essentially the guy who cost like £50 million, you've pretty much had to play without since he came here, and have makeshift, really, midfielder playing at left back or a winger at left back. Is that sustainable going forward, and is that something that will be on your mind going into next season?
Well, we survived quite well last season, this season too.
Yeah.
But we are thinking about that, yeah.
So, as in proper cover?
Yeah. I cannot assure you, because in the light for the players I have and the end of the season, and the end of the season going to decide, but we're going to put on the table both options, yeah.
Is there anything he can do to stop getting the injuries? Anything with his lifestyle, with the way he trains, plays?
Oh, he trains incredibly well. It's happened. Sometimes it happens. Hopefully it will be the last time.
David McDonald from the Mirror. You could be 7 points behind Liverpool by the time you play. Mentally, how much of a challenge is it for your players to keep going when the gap is still there? And how do you keep that belief going, to them that they can still, close that gap and eventually get past Liverpool?
But first, today is not 7 points, and secondly, so I said yesterday, the previous press conference, I said to the players lately, forget the table. Forget the schedules. Focus Huddersfield now. In weather conditions will be freezing, and every time we play against them, especially there in the cup, first season, last season, when we won in the lately minutes, so always have been and will be complicated. So focus on what you have to do. So try to don't be regret about what we have to do during 11 months. All the time the competition, and we don't have regrets so far what we have done this season, so that is the way you have to finish off the season, and after we'll see. So sometimes we play with 7, with 4, sometimes we're in front or back. When you play football, look in the clock, look in the watch, look in the results, you forget what you have to do, and that is the first step to lose points or drop points. So analyze the opponents. Today this game will be more difficult because really I don't know, and after that play the game we want to play.
That's one for the embargo, please, guys.
Hi, Pep, just to be clear, following on from Jack's question, have you ever sent anyone to spy on an opposition team in your management career?
In other countries, everybody do that. Everybody do that. Know the info because they're open. So I was training by Munich. It was people in the little mountain with the cameras, with opponents watching what we do. So everybody do that.
And do you do anything here to? I know, like you say, it is
it's
quite.
It's a culture for the clubs, not just for the previous when I was. Now in the future, it was a part of the club, not because I said you have to do that, you have to go to do that. So it was installed for part of the culture of the clubs and the leagues, but they were there.
I don't know, it is quite closed off here. But have you ever
I'm
had
not going to send anyone to spy Huddersfield. No, that is a question, forget about it.
Okay, guys, run the embargo, please, for 10:30 on Saturday evening.